Greg, and you're listening to Totally Preventable.
Totally preventable.
Totally preventable.
Totally preventable. Totally preventable.
Totally preventable.
Totally preventable.
Hey, Polly.
Hey, Greg, what's going on?
Well, today we have a new guest with us. We have Cheyanne Arroyo from Youth Move, Rhode Island.
Oh, I don't know anything about Youth Move.
I do not either, but from what I am gathering, it's a part of a larger organization, but this is just a Rhode Island chapter, and it's pretty new to our area.
Oh, getting in on the ground floor.
We are. So, we're lucky. And if this program gets larger and larger, we could say where it all began right here.
Cheyanne might be like, I'd like to thank Polly and Greg. They were like the catalysts for this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. When she's on the Walk of Fame of prevention and programs and services, wherever that Walk of Fame may be.
Yeah.
To say that I couldn't have done this without Greg and Polly and Totally Preventable. All right. So without further ado, today joining us on the Totally Preventable podcast, we have Cheyanne Arroyo, the Youth Move Rhode Island chapter coordinator, as well as the youth program coordinator of the Parent Support Network. How are you doing today, Cheyanne?
I'm well. I'm happy to be here.
That is quite the title.
I know.
That just means you're very, very important.
Yeah, definitely. Trying. I'm getting there.
We are going to find out about all of the important work that you're doing today. And can you just start off by telling us a little bit about yourself?
So I'm Cheyanne Arroyo. I am newly hired at Parent Support Network. I started in about December. That's when we refounded our Youth Move Rhode Island chapter, which I'm now the chapter coordinator for as well. I recently graduated from Curry College, and this is my stepping stone in the advocacy world. So I'm excited to be here, and I'm excited to advocate.
All right. Stepping into the advocacy world is a big, big step. So
yes,
you open arms.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And your Youth Move RI position is what got me intrigued, but now I'm intrigued with everything. Can you tell us about that? I love youth advocating.
Yeah, so I'll just tell you a little bit about Youth Move. So there's Youth Move National, which was founded in 2007, which focuses on youth driven organizations for uniting youth voices nationwide. So we have a Rhode Island chapter, which I'm the chapter coordinator for. So we're starting that and trying to get some people involved. At Youth Move, we want youth leaders of today that deserve to be partners in the process of change. We're really advocating for youth voices. We're including a wide range of youth ages from 14 to 26 to help get a variety of lived experience and help transform social service systems to better serve them.
Now, when you're talking about amplifying youth voices, are there topics that you're already trying to advocate for, or is this something like where you do a focus group and find out what the youth are most interested in and then move from there?
So because we're starting, we're doing a little bit of everything. We are focusing on changes within policy, improving social service systems like juvenile justice, welfare, mental health, and many more youth-driven initiatives. So with that being said, we do have I've been planning a few focus group presentations. So we do have one planned for the Tide School. That's a very specific population that we're trying to get service to and see what their needs are from post school. And then we are aiming to do one at the Met School, which a little wider range of students and their needs and things they want to focus on after school, or if they need more guidance and support in something. We also really want to involve youth that have substance abuse issues and mental health challenges. We're open to any youth that are open to joining Youth Move or just need help.
Are there specific things that the youth are targeting right now?
I think so we don't really have our youth yet we've had we actually just had our first Youth Move event, which was a bowling event in Cranston, and we had about 14 registrants and more than half showed up. So from there, we plan on just planning a time to get all together and talk about what services they would like, what programs they would benefit from, what they're looking for from Youth Move, and just kind of going from there.
Mm.
Go ahead. I was going to ask about which Met are you including all the Mets? Or
I think we have a close relation with the one in Providence. So I think we're gonna start there, and then we hope to get on Aquidneck Island and do some. I know that we've been having a lot of issues with our youth, so we just want to get them involved and get them out of trouble.
All right. We know a couple of youth from the Met who are pretty good advocates. So
Awesome. I think I do know one from I don't know her name, but she's working with Don Keys.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
I've met her once. She seems awesome.
Yep.
So I'm intrigued by you're just starting this position. So I'd like to know, what were your expectations about gathering youth and the ease of gathering youth versus like prior to starting versus when you're actually in the field? What have you noticed as your barrier?
So I am fairly young. I'm 23. So I came in kind of knowing that it would be a little difficult to get youth involved, just because when I was that age, I really didn't want to do anything like this. Like, I just want to hang out with my friends, do whatever. So it's been a little challenging trying to get some youth in with just like the extracurriculars and sports. So we're trying to find a way to make sure that they have the time, or they have a way of getting involved, even if it's not coming to every meeting, it's coming once every so often, or sending an email like, hey, I need some support in this section of my life, or I need some support with school. Like, we just want to be here for when they need the help and when we can offer it.
Yeah. It's we hear that a lot. Like, everyone has great intentions of including the youth in the conversation, which is super important, but they're so busy.
Exactly.
Busy at a really important time in their life,
Yeah, which is like totally okay. Like, this is the time where people are getting ready to go to college or they're transitioning. So it's like, I'm very understanding of that. There's no pressure to be fully involved and fully there all the time. I know things happen. So it's just one of those things that if you're interested, we're more than happy to have you. But if you're busy and you want to come back a little bit later, that's perfectly okay too.
Awesome. So as the youth program coordinator at PSN, what kind of youth programs do you have or will you have there?
So as of right now, we have been just focusing on Youth Move a little bit, but I know that for my title, I'm going to be working with expectant young mothers soon. So I'm excited about that. At our Youth Move event, we actually did have a few young moms there that needed some support, which I was a young mom, so I was just happy to be there and hear their concerns, hear what they need. It's just very good to know that they have the support, that if they need help with something, like, I'm here, like, assistance wise or peer support, just to here for them.
So you mentioned that you want to be there, and excuse me, you said you wanted to be there to whenever they needed the support. What type of supports does Youth Move provide?
So we are offering services like I want to focus on like I know some kids don't always go the college route, or they don't know how to do the college route. So it's like either offering them support with trying to find a trade or trying to find a job post school, maybe trying to balance their workload and their social life, or people that are struggling with substance abuse. That's kind of what we want to, it's basically on a needs. So depending on our youth needs is what programs we will develop. But just like starting out, I think we want to focus on like just getting a little bit more involved in the community and such.
Did you hear about the Uncollege Fair coming up?
No, I haven't.
I wish I'll get you the information.
Okay, yeah, that's awesome.
It's at Central High School.
Awesome. I would love to hear more about that.
I don't know a whole lot, but it sounds great because I do think that we focus on kids going to college
Exactly.
a lot, and that's okay. I think that's important, but there are kids that are not meant for college or not ready for college that kind of surprise.
Like when I was at that age of trying to figure out if I was going to go to college, what I was going to do, my parents didn't really know how to help me with that. So it was something that I kind of had to figure it out myself. And I just want to provide those services to people that are trying to figure out, is college for them, or do they want to do a trade? Do they need a break mentally and they just need to figure out their path? Like, I think it's so important we focus on other options. College isn't always the option.
Right. I hear you.
So is there a major time commitment that you're asking for youth to when they come in? I mean, is this, well, you have to meet with me 4 times a week, or
No, so I think we're gonna start off slow, like just based on our youth needs, maybe meet once a month for a little bit, and then as they need it, as or if they need more support, we're obviously here to support them. I think we want to there's a lot of social events going on, like May is mental health. So we're gonna have a table at the State House, which is hopefully get some more youth involved, and then from there go on youth need. And it's not a commitment at all, just some participation every here and then is more than okay.
So if someone's listening and they're are really interested in supporting mental health needs, and they could just jump into anything that you're doing around mental health, and if
Yes,
you're doing
definitely.
something else on I don't know, that they're not interested in, they can bow out of that.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
It's not fully, you don't have to be fully committed. If you're going through things, that is more than okay. We are understanding of that. Things happen. Life isn't perfect. When you're ready to jump back in, we're here for you.
And if someone's listening and needs some resources, they're a young person, they need some resources on whatever it may be, are you in different locations that they could reach you? Can they?
Yep. So I can we have an office in Warwick, and then I am on Quidnick Island as well. So if anyone was interested, we have the Youth Move Rhode Island website, and that has resources. And if any resources aren't listed that someone needs, my contact information is there. So they're more than welcome to reach out, and I can meet with them. I can text them, call them, and we can figure out a solution for the problems they have.
And so no problem too big or too small, they can reach out to you and
Yeah, definitely.
figure out where they should point themselves.
Exactly, yep. And if I say I can't handle it, I have a wide group of coworkers who have experience and they're able to help and they're willing as well.
now, interesting enough, your age falls right in your target demographic. What would it have taken for you to get involved that you're going to incorporate to get other youth involved?
Yeah, so like I said, I was a young mom. Well, not a young, I had my child at 21. So it was just an age where like I needed some support, but I didn't know where to get the support. Obviously, I have a great family, so they helped me with that. But it was more of a thing where I needed people my age who went through what I went through, who dealt with excuse me, who dealt with, I feel like doctors kind of overlooked me because I was young and I was an expectant mother. And so I feel like no one was really there to help me with the advocacy needs that I needed. So that's where my perspective comes in. And like I said, at our Youth Move event on Monday, we did have 2 young moms who were looking for that help, who were looking for advice with postpartum and looking for advice with like just how their life is going to be after they have their child like at that age. So I'm happy to be there and just say what's happening and what supports there are, where you can go. I know a big struggle of mine was breastfeeding. And I would voice my concerns to my doctor, but they were kind of overlooked. So it was up to me. I had to take the steps to go to women and infants and see a lactation specialist, which is something that one of the young girls were interested in as well. So it's like, I'm glad I did this so I can help other people take advantage of the systems we have.
Right. I think peer mentoring, I think, is huge. And when you can talk to someone who's actually has that lived experience, it's a lot more soothing, because
Exactly. Yeah.
from a book, it's not someone talking to you from a pamphlet, someone talking to you from experience. So
Mm-hmm.
that's great. I'm sure that they really appreciate that, as the youth will, because, again, you're right in that target area that you're actually recruiting for.
Yep.
And how nice to hear from people your own age, because even, as cool as Greg and I are, you offer advice, it's not always taken, or,
Yeah.
it's just nice to, sometimes the advice I can give about something is outdated, or,
Yeah.
and it's always nice to have some people your own age, your own,
Yeah.
going through what you're going through, to just chat with,
Exactly. Yeah. So that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. Like, I'm very passionate about getting people the help they need. I'm one of those people that I keep things to myself. So I would rather deal with it alone, and I don't want anyone to feel like that. I would rather them reach out and say, I need this and I need that. Is there any way you can help me? And we can create a plan or a program of some sort that will benefit them and just help them grow into that adulthood.
Now, motherhood is probably something that's, I'm not sure how to say.
Are you going to explain something?
No, not at all. Not mansplaining. Well, I was right there with lactation specialist and all that. I was right there. But an expectant mother, there comes a time where, it's not hidden, it's visible.
Mm-hmm.
But someone struggling with mental health may not be as visible. And
Exactly.
how I know for older adults and younger adults, it's difficult to gain that trust for them to come out and just open up about it. Like motherhood, I can see someone opening up about it, but when it's a mental health issue, especially with our younger generation, how do you feel about that? How do you feel about mentoring in that area?
So I myself has had some struggles with mental health. I have a younger sister who has also, and I have a wide group of friends who have also. It's more around than we think, and it's more normalized. I feel like before, it's one of those things that was kind of like, you're okay, like this is just a phase, you're young, you can't feel upset. But like, obviously this day and age, it's more normalized to feel how you're feeling. And obviously some mental health challenges aren't as noticeable as others, so it's harder to get people to kind of talk about that, which is understandable. But I am familiar in that field. I do know what sometimes people struggle in silence, and sometimes you can tell the happy person is sad, or you can't tell the happy person is sad. So I think it's just a matter of just talking to people, having a conversation, like, what's going on? How is everything? What's going, so and so forth.
That is awesome.
Do you partner with other organizations? So if someone came to you and they, just talking to you wasn't clearly, you recognized wasn't all they needed, would you have people that you could recommend that they see, and other partners that could reach out?
So we don't have any partnerships as of now, but I am more than happy to refer people to places. I've referred people to Friendsway. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with that. Friendsway. I have a lot of coworkers who are more experienced and they can help more. So I'm not opposed to reaching out and saying, we both need a little more support in this field. Is there any way you can help me help them?
You're like a well-educated, highly resourced good friend.
Yeah, basically, yeah, that's the goal.
If any of my friends would call me that, it'd be greatly appreciated. So how would one get in contact with you?
So we have a Youth Move Rhode Island website, and then my information is on there. We have a Youth Move Rhode Island Instagram, and we have a Youth Move Rhode Island Facebook. So anyone can message. I am the social media manager for that. So if anyone needed any help or anything, they're more than welcome to DM me on Instagram, email me. My work cell phone is on the webpage as well if they were more comfortable with texting or calling. And then we're on Facebook too, so they're more than welcome to reach out through Facebook. We have a lot of open ways of communication, so feel free to reach out.
Awesome. So if you're a young person and you need some resources or need a community or just want to advocate for other young people, just feel free to reach out to Cheyanne.
Perfect. Yep.
This has been great.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I've learned so much. I had so many questions.
Thank you.
Like a dummy anymore.
The Totally Preventable podcast is awesome. You guys are great, and I'm so happy to be here and talk about Youth Move.
We appreciate you being here. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It was great having you.
Glad we're on the beginning steps with you as this Youth Move
Yeah, of course.
launches, so that we can say, oh, we had Cheyanne first.
They helped out first. Big shout out to Totally Preventable.
Thanks a lot, Cheyanne. It was
Yeah,
great.
no worries. Thank you.
Take care.
I'm Polly, and you've just listened to Totally Preventable.
Totally preventable. Totally preventable. Totally preventable. Totally preventable. Totally preventable.